concept of calling came from a 3-minute slam poem that I wrote while working at Kohl's call center. And it was written out of frustration for all of the customers that were on my line. Specifically, I remember a lady yelling at me about emerald green leggings. So I wrote it on during my break and I took it to poetry slams around the city. That eventually evolved into a play with dialogue and 7 complete poems. On a surface level, Calling is about an individual named River that is a slam poet and gets a job in a call center. We as the audience hear River's poetic thoughts out loud, so it's a poetic journey into a call center. We also meet all of the people along the way that you would meet working in an environment like that, and also the type of callers that you would come across working a job like that.
This show, I think, gets to feature voices that are not often heard on stage. Our lead is a non-binary actor in a non-binary role, which is so few and far between for a lot of theater practitioners who have that identity. A lot of people have to audition for what they think reads best on stage instead of being able to authentically to connect to a character. So coming out and supporting that, and also learning about that, if that's something that seems really unfamiliar to you or unfamiliar to a person in your life, come bring them to this show, because sometimes all it takes is that bridging, that art to explain to us what seems so foreign, but is here and very close to us.
So Calling is a grief project. It was written in dedication of my friend Cami that passed away in 2017. It was a way for me to write an alternate ending for her and a way for her to experience my poetry, because I didn't start writing poetry or getting on stages here in San Antonio until 2017. So a lot of how I processed her death was through poetry, and that's reflective in the piece. I started writing Calling a week after I quit drinking, and it was a creative outlet for me to explore what recovery could look like, what a relapse might look like. And so it on its very basic level, that's kind of what it was for me, and it developed way past that and into its own universe.
One very unique thing about the way that I've staged this play is I've decided to have the audience on either side of the playing space. So when you sit down to watch Calling, you'll also be seeing right across from you some other patrons that are also here to experience the same thing as you. And that provides a beautiful opportunity for fluid and dynamic movement on stage, as well as this show being so unique already in the written work of having poetry, spoken word poetry throughout. I've heard people describe it similar to a musical in the sense that there are these moments that break from what's happening in canon and in the dialogue, with the artist letting us know what's going on in their poetry world.
Calling was part of a playwright lab put on by Claudia de Vasco at what was formerly known as the Public Theater. So we had 2 table reads and 2 staged readings that were spaced out, I want to say 3 to 6 months in between. So I was paired with a dramaturg, a director, a slew of really talented actors to help me develop the piece. When I was accepted into the program, the first thing I did was Google, how do you write a play? Because I had no idea. But I'm really excited that they took a chance on it. And my writing is a result of San Antonio art. I didn't start poetry until I moved to the city. I didn't start playwriting until I moved to the city. So a lot of my work is inspired by San Antonio greats. I've taken workshops with people across the city, people like Brewster Martinez and Chibi Orduña I was on slam teams with, and people like Maricela Barrera and Amalia Ortiz I've taken workshops at Gemini Inc. with. And so while I am a college dropout myself, I've learned this by being in the community, and this work is a direct reflection of what San Antonio art is, and it comes straight from my heart. You can see Calling at the Overtime Theater running July 11 to August 2nd.
We have performances every Friday and Saturday evening at 8 p.m. during that run. We also have one Thursday Pay What You Will performance and a Sunday Mimosa Matinee.
And if you want any more information, follow the Overtime Theater on Instagram at Overtime